Welcome to choosing your science class at Fairview High School. Let's start with what we call the classic track. Most students around the country go through a similar track for going through science. This is what most colleges really expect. You start with a physical science class, which is what you're taking in 9th grade. You're either taking college prep physical science or you're taking pre-IB chemistry and physics. These are required for graduation. Your sophomore year, you're going on to a biology class, also required for graduation, either college prep biology or pre-IB biology. Your junior year, you're going on to your chemistry course, either college prep chemistry or IB Chem 1. Both of these are year-long chemistry courses, which are what's expected by most universities. Both pre-IB Chem Phys and college prep physical science both have a semester of chemistry, but not the year-long that's expected by most universities. As a senior, many students will go on to take physics. We offer college prep physics. We also offer a slightly higher level of physics called advanced physics, and we offer IB Physics 1 as your first year of physics. If physics really isn't your thing, there is one other option, and that's our Earth Space Geo class. And this is for if you want to take a 4th year of science and you're really into astronomy and geology, this is the class for you. Recommendations. Our department has specific standards for how we recommend students for the classes they take every year. And so we're going to take a quick look at the ones going from your freshman year to your sophomore year. If you're in physical science, it's pretty simple. Your next step is to go on to college prep biology. If you're in pre-IB Chem Phys and you get a C, D, or an F, we're also going to recommend that you take college prep biology. If you have an A or a B in pre-IB Chem Phys, we will recommend you take pre-IB biology. If you want to move down levels to college prep biology, you don't have to ask your teacher for this. You can actually just sign up for that class. Because you've been recommended for the higher level, you can always opt down for the lower if that's your choice. Some students will decide to double up their sophomore year. We'll talk later about why you might want to do that. In order to do that, you're going to need an A to get a recommendation from your teacher. Otherwise, you'd have to do an override. We'll talk about overrides in a moment. But before we do, certain students want to move from physical science to a higher level of pre-IB biology. In order to get a recommendation from your teacher for this, 1, you have to have that conversation with your teacher, and then 2, you need to have a high A from first semester. If you don't have that high A, you can get an override. Like I said, we'll talk about that on the next slide. Something you need to make sure that you check out. If you're going to move up a level, you need to make sure you have the appropriate math class. The prerequisite for IB chemistry, which would be your junior year, is Algebra 2 Advanced or pre-IB Algebra Honors. You need to be taking either of these two classes as a sophomore. Overrides. The reason for overriding is either you want a higher level than what was recommended for you, or you want to add the additional class, so you would be doubling up in your science classes even though that wasn't recommended for you. To get an override, really, any student can do this as long as you have the correct prerequisites. If you do, then here's the process. You go to your counselor and you get a form. And you also have a conversation with them about why you want to do an override. Then you sign, your student signs it, and then the parent signs it. The reason for these hoops is because we want to make sure it's the best fit for you and that the student is totally dedicated to what they're doing. One of the reasons for that being that we are limited by how many students we can have in each class. Students who have done overrides get the last opportunity to move down levels if that's what they ask for. Apart from that standard track that we showed, there are a number of tracks that lead to exams. They can either go to IB or AP exams, and both of those exams can result in college credit for that student. They're all taken after IB Bio 2, IB Chem 2, or IB Physics 2. All IB diploma candidates must take at least one exam in science. If you feel that science is your best subject, you may opt to take 2 science exams in the IB program in order to receive the IB diploma. Here's the thing, when you're deciding what you want to do, it's a really great idea to contact the IB office, or at least go to their website, because they have some great information on deciding what might fit you best. To get to their website, here's where you should go. First, you're going to the Fairview homepage, check out academics. Then when you get to the IB page, you're going to notice they actually have their own website that they've created and have been running for quite a while. This is down at the bottom of the page. That's where you're going to find the link to that. When you get to their page, the most important thing for everybody to check out is their document labeled Curricular Pathways. And it's really great for deciding your route for going through high school. Let's take a look at the different tracks that are possible that end with IB exams. First track we're going to look at is the IB chemistry track. This is the track you take to get to the IB chemistry SL exam or the AP chemistry exam. The SL exam can be taken as either a junior or a senior. The HL exams can't be taken as a junior. We'll talk about that in a second. Pre-IB chemistry and physics is your 9th grade class. Then pre-IB biology is your sophomore class. As a junior, you're going on to IB Chem 1, and then as a senior, you're going to IB Chemistry 2. And then you're taking your exam. The IB biology track is very similar. This goes on to the IB Bio HL exam. This can only be taken as a senior. The AP biology exam also is taken as a senior. Again, you're starting off with pre-IB chemistry and physics and then pre-IB biology. Then you're going on to IB Chem 1, or you can actually take college prep chemistry if you opt for that. Both will work. Finally, you have to go on to IB biology 2. That's your senior year. Concurrently, one semester you're going to have to take IB biochem. So don't forget about that. That's our IB biology track. Finally, this is our physics track for IB. This ends up with the IB Physics HL exam or the AP Physics exam. Some colleges expect a year-long chemistry course, so some students will double up in science for a year to get IB chemistry in. So again, you're starting with pre-IB Chem Phys. Your sophomore year, you're going to on pre-IB biology. This is where normally you would double up in chemistry if you're going to double up at some point. Your junior year, you're going on to IB Physics 1, and your senior year is IB Physics 2, finishing with the IB Physics HL exam. The last track I'm going to show you is the most common way that most students will double up if they choose to. These are students who feel that science is their strongest subject, and so they're what they choose to double up in IB exams when they're going for the IB diploma. The IB Chemistry SL exam is taken as a junior, and the IB Biology HL exam is taken as a senior. Pre-IB Chem Phys is your freshman year again. Your sophomore year is pre-IB Biology, and you're doubling up in IB Chemistry. Your junior year, you're taking IB Chem 2. Your senior year, you're taking IB Biology. Oh, and I almost forgot, IB Chem 2, that's where you're taking your Chemistry SL exam. And then IB Biology 2 is your senior level course, along with, again, a semester of IB Biochem, and you're ending with your Biology HL exam. There are other options. What you've seen in this video is the most common for most students. If you want to get a little creative, particularly if you're going to try to double up and one of your exams you want to be physics, that is possible. You really should spend some time, though, talking with your teacher about that and with the IB office about that. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this helps you with planning things out in the future. If you have questions, that's what email's for. Take care. Have a great rest of your semester.